Hi there, Virgo. Welcome to your mid-July 2023 General Tarot Update. It's Raina here. Ta-da. Interesting. The outcome card, let me just, so you see that that's the Eight of Cups. Okie dokie, dominokie. Part of the matter is the Hangman. So there may be some area of life where you feel like you're being held in suspension. Where I'm searching for that word that means the person is kind of like in a no man's land, and I can't think of it right now. But where you feel like there's nothing, like a holding pattern, but that's not it. Like there's a word that describes an area, like a physical space. And these things, an example that I would give is if you are waiting to hear from an employer about whether or not you have gotten a job, or if you've already gotten the green light but nothing has materialized, like they're not telling you when to come in, and so you feel like you're putting your life on hold in a sense, waiting for this green light. Another example, like that's more of the private life, would be if you're dating someone who is still married, like they're still legally married, but they're making these excuses, or maybe you could just say they're giving this explanation about what is going on, saying, I just have to wait until the end of the year when my final child is going to go off to college, or and then that comes and goes and still nothing, and you're just kind of like, okay, it's just one excuse after the other. Obviously there are times when it is like actually what they say it's going to be, but there are other times when the person is making excuses because obviously they want to what would you call it, like string along the other person, and they want to have their cake and eat it too. So you may be like, okay, let's get this show on the road here. I want to do this, Oh my gosh. In the past position, you have the Temperance card. Now, if this is the description of the person, they may be a Sagittarius. Sagittarius and Virgos do find each other attractive, but these two signs square off to one another. So there can be that friction that they generate, and the friction can be irritating, and it can, get on the last nerve of the other person because of each other, because you are different, even though you are both mutable signs. So there's that possibility, but you might be physically attracted to them. But the Temperance card is about maybe even like letting go of alcohol or some other substance and being able to see things clearly. So I don't think, I was just about to say, well, I don't think Virgo people are that they're not prone to addictions, but that's not true because I know this personally. That's not true. And the whole point is that once you let go of that substance that clouded your mind, you begin to see how you're being kept in the state of, I was going to say captivity, where you can't really advance in your life, and you have allowed it to some extent. And this is one of those things where you have to kind of, I was going to say pull the trigger, meaning create that catalyst for that to happen. And you may not want to because you may think that, oh my God, if I actually try to do something about the situation, it's going to get out of control somehow. I have to wait for the other person to make the move. Well, not really, because otherwise you could be just waiting forever, right? And the hangman is actually connected to Neptune, which is the ruler of Pisces, your opposite sign, Virgo. So it could be one of those things where it's all about where you're sacrificing so much. Ouch. You're sacrificing so much for yourself and of yourself for this promised situation that may not ever materialize. You can't get your time back. So keep that in mind. Also, the hangman can be letting go and letting God. So I think that's part of AA actually. So that makes sense for, anything with quitting, something that was an addiction or those kinds of things where you just surrender yourself to the universe. Sometimes Virgo people, they're so into like trying to be organized and making their life regimented that they forget that it's not all about that. It can be very helpful to do that, but you have to, at a higher level, you have to let go of the need to look good. I mean, I'm talking about that you don't seem like letting go of the need to be perfect, I should say. And just uh, allow yourself, it's almost like a spiritual thing where you're just kind of like um, the art of allowing and just being rather than having to do all the time. The higher message is the Seven of Wands. This is you see she's in her little pink bubble. This is a card of standing your ground. So sometimes the hangman, there can be like this victimization that has occurred where the person may, think about what the hangman represents. The person who is, it's almost like the Christ complex of like feeling like you are, what's that term? I was going to say being martyred or things like that. And I feel like it's so important to get in touch with your personal power so that you are able to um, not feel this need to be in that situation where you are constantly, maybe you always feel like you have to defend yourself from someone. And again, temperance may also be this sense of regaining your balance in life. Maybe you were going from one extreme to the other. And with the hangman, if you have embarked upon something new in your life, Virgo, this could be like simply, leaving it up to God, what happens, and not worrying so much about it yourself. What crosses you is the Page of Pentacles. Sometimes this may be a person who is, well, especially since you are Earth and Pentacles is Earth, is that if you have been trying to maybe make some improvements in your life or change something in your life, something is blocking that for whatever reason. And this is also connected to, I feel like, I don't know why, in particular with those cards, if you have been trying to start your own business and you feel the sense of blockage, it might be that the timing is off. And you just have to allow things to gel when they gel. But the Seven of Wands, yeah, that's another interpretation that I have come up with based on another tarot deck that showed like a single uh, torch or a flame. And I thought about the eternal flame. And I really believe that all of us have that within ourselves, where there is this. I'm thinking about that song by the Smiths. There's a light that never goes out or whatever. But no, that there's something within us that burns like a passion, and sometimes we stoke it. Some people really just outright go for it, but some people, they kind of procrastinate, or they deliberately put it off. It's not that they're just like unaware that they're putting it off. There is, maybe they're like, okay, I have children. I'm going to be more practical right now, but I'm going to get back to this. So it could be this dream that they have to do something creative, or whatever it is, but they feel like there's something else that they have to focus on now. But that day will come regardless. And I think with the Page of Pentacles, maybe if you have kind of just kept stalling because maybe you're afraid of failure, that it might be time. And I do feel like within a couple of years that this will really be something that you will realize, because there will be, like right now, the eclipses. I mean, there's one more eclipse in Taurus, but we're starting new eclipse cycles with Aries and Libra. But then in 18 months, it will be Virgo and Pisces. So you will be a part of that. And some of these faded things, they may be front and center. What's coming in is the King of Pentacles. This is a really great. This is like big money, or somebody who has big money. Sometimes this can be a father, the king, or some kind of financial advisor, but somebody when I say a financial advisor, someone who you can turn to. I'm not just talking about like an accountant. I'm talking about someone who may have their own business, and they'll, teach you the ropes, tell you what they know so that you can do things yourself. It could be someone like that. Or maybe you'll start to act as if you're that person, that this is your destiny. The outcome card is the Eight of Cups. This could be leaving behind. You remember I said what no longer serves you. I said that I was talking about the eternal flame, but this is kind of like the fire in the belly. And you may not be feeling the fire in the belly from something that you're doing. So you realize that you have to walk away from this thing. But I have said this on these public readings, it's always best if you have some place to walk towards, if you're not just kind of running away from something, in other words. So that might be what's going on. And I feel like this is even a spiritual quest. So some Virgo people may be looking to a particular belief system or healing modality to follow. I will say too that the Hangman, because it's connected to Neptune and therefore Pisces, if this is someone in your life, I feel like, if, like, let's say this is a Pisces individual, that unless they are really in tune with you, you might be walking away from that. However, you will probably find that there's like a blue moon in August, on August 30th, that is going to be in Pisces. And who knows, maybe that'll be the time when all this becomes clear to you. Okay, that's what I have for you, Virgo. I hope that this resonated. If you would like a private reading, the link is below. Take care. Bye.